Bill Shakespeare Project presents This Week in Shakespeare for the week ending Monday, October the 15th, 2018. Hola, Bartophiles. I'm Bill, and welcome to the 216th episode of This Week in Shakespeare, a video release brought to you by the Bill Shakespeare Project. If at any point during the upcoming video you hear this kind of crazy, windy sound, it's because we in Southern California are facing Santa Anas this week. So, knock on some wood, we won't get some fires. Anyway, this is our weekly opportunity to let you know about the latest and greatest in Willie Shakespeare headlines coming at you every Tuesday, because beyond being windy, Tuesday is News Day. Our goal here is to hit you with a quick blast, no more than 10 minutes tops, of Bard-related news. Plus, we'll try to serve up some historical dates for what were the past 7 days of the year. Now, this week's news stories included: The Guardian was one of many media outlets that covered statements made by Jonathan Bate of Oxford University, who claims that Shakespeare caught syphilis and that this brought on his hatred of women and misogyny that is found in his plays. This particular article buttresses its claims with statements made by actor Anthony Sher, who recently played Lear. The Telegraph continued its ongoing series of podcasts done in partnership with the Royal Shakespeare Company, this one concerning the RSC's upcoming production of Troilus and Cressida. Listen to that wind. Broadway World ran the news of the departure of Cynthia Ryder as executive director of the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, hot on the heels of the departure of Bill Rausch as artistic director. The Washington City Paper reviewed The Comedy of Errors by Shakespeare Theater Company, running in our nation's capital, praising the insertion of original songs into the original text, saying that the songs give an already zany show some oomph. Metro Weekly also reviewed the production, which runs through October 28th, giving the production 4 of 4 stars and saying that this naughty and nice show is just the ticket in these troubled times. The Hollywood Reporter reviewed Donmar Warehouse's new production of Measure for Measure in London, running through November the 24th. Which presents the first half of the play in the 17th century and the second half in today's world, with the actors playing Isabel and Angelo, Haley Atwell and Jack Loudon respectively, switching roles at intermission, saying the production is a bold exercise, though not quite a successful one. The Daily Beast reviewed Love's Labor's Lost by Shake and Bake, running through January the 5th in New York City, calling the 8-course meal combined with a performance of the play an unadulterated delight. And finally, the St. Louis Post-Dispatch reviewed The Tempest by St. Louis Shakespeare, running through the weekend in Missouri, saying that the production captures the fantastical spirit of Shakespeare's profoundly autumnal work and is a fresh take on the play. Now let's take a look back on the last 7 days and how they relate to Shakespearean history, both his and the history in his plays. On October the 9th, 1514, King Louis XII of France marries Mary Tudor, daughter of Henry VII and sister of Henry VIII. On October the 10th, 1985, Orson Welles died. Now he was a big-time Shakespearean director and actor, with film versions of Macbeth, Othello, and a great Falstaff-centric piece, Chimes at Midnight. On October 11th, 1996, Al Pacino's documentary of Looking for Richard, documenting his exploration of the character of Richard III, opened in the U.S. It's interesting, if not more than a little self-indulgent. On October the 12th, 1537, Edward VI was born, the son and successor of Henry VIII. His reign lasted only 6 years, and his death left a power vacuum, first filled by his cousin Jane Grey, but more permanently, relatively speaking, by Mary, or Bloody Mary if you were Protestant. On October the 13th, 1399, Henry IV was coronated 2 weeks after Richard II abdicated the throne, as depicted in Richard II. On October the 14th, 1066, the Battle of Hastings took place, and the Norman conquest was on, baby. William the Conqueror, or William the Bastard, depending on which side you were on, led his Norman troops against those of the Anglo-Saxon King Harold II and won a decisive victory. On October the 15th, 1917, Mata Hari convicted German spy during World War I, was executed by firing squad in Paris. I know, nothing to do with Shakespeare, but had he been living at the time, you just know he would have made her a witch and done literally a hatchet job on her the way he did Joan of Arc in Henry VI Part 1. And that was your Week in Shakespeare, brought to you by the Bill Shakespeare Project. Now, if you've enjoyed this news review, click on the subscribe button to keep from missing these news, reviews, and history videos. For our daily blog and previous Twiz episodes, including links to the news stories we've covered this week, as well as the real Bill Shakespeare Project podcast, check us out at thebillshakespeareproject.com. And we'll catch you next week.